A finale is always, the most difficult thing to sort of step towards, but it was always in my mind that at some point we're going to that place.
It's going to be a much more emotional film. I mean, next year, the third Hobbit movie is the most emotional of the three.
I think the way the films work is they will crescendo in the third film.
If you watch the film, you'll sort of get that there is an enormous cliffhanger at the end of the film, which sort of gives you an idea of the enormity of what will be happening in the third film.
Everyone just keeps crafting at a higher and higher level, whether it was the script, which just gets pacier and more intense, and you get so close to these characters, you really start to invest in them.
The story is so simple that it takes a lot of time to develop the investment in the characters and in their emotional arcs and their emotional stories. And all of those emotional stories come to a head in the third film.
The third film, again, has a lot of freedom attached to it, because you really, all you're doing is you're now taking every conflict and every character, every conflict that you've established between our characters, you're now just playing it out in the third movie, and it's going to be full of action, that's for sure.
It's quite a trip. It's quite a journey, and the intensity is just, it builds very steadily through the second film.
Yeah, there's a lot more. I think they're called thrills and spills. I think it's called exciting times ahead for three.
The spectacle becomes eye-poppingly brilliant.
It's got a completely different energy, so by the time it finishes, the second film, you sort of have a very, you basically don't want it to finish, because there's something that's going to happen and it's going to be a huge, momentous moment.
The huge kind of denouement of the thing, really, and, we see what happens to Smaug, whether he loses or ends up, maybe winning and ends his life on a beach somewhere in retirement.
All roads will lead home, which I think is very important, and it's something that was very important to Tolkien.
Everything that we have established in the first two movies is going to be played out in a very grand way.
And all of us, when we go to the cinema, we want to go and feel something, and that is what you get a lot of in the third Hobbit installment.
So it's just going to be, it's a big deal.